Let us see how we get the median using the cumulative distribution function. And so let us see how we get the c.d.f for this number. So in our solution here, we say that always our c.d.f is given by probability of x less or equal to x. So we have the interval, we have our f of x at this interval, our f of x equaling to x, and the interval of 0 less x less 1. So when we analyze below 0, we analyze below the first interval. So for x below 0, it means that now we said that below 0, our f of x is 0 if you are not in this interval. So it means that now our f of x is 0, and so which implies that also our f of x is going to be 0 in that interval. Then we come for the interval. So we mean that below 0 our f of x is 0. So when we substitute now this value, because this is acting as our value at the top there. So meaning when you put in this upper limit now, in the value in the value of f of x, that is going to also be 0. So now you evaluate at this. So 0 will be 0. So now we come to the next interval. This is our interval here. Down the next interval, which is 0 less x less 1. So remember, our f of x is equal to p of x less or equal to x. Means that we need this value of x in this interval. So our capital F of x at this interval now is going to be, remember this is where we are looking for. So start. This one we shall start from 0 up to the x we are looking for. Now for the function, now this is our function. This is our function. Where is it? This is our function. Now we say we change it to t so that we don't confuse with this x. So that's why we get now f of t dt. So now if I have f of x, not that. If I have my f of x equal to x, then my f of t will be t. Let's substituting in there. So now, because that now this will be integral from 0 to x. Now f of t is t dt. Integrate this, we get t squared over 2 from 0 to x. And see our f of x in this range is going to be x squared over 2. Now, to go in the next interval, this next interval here, we substitute in the upper limit here so that we can move on to that value we are going with the next class. So f of 1 now will be, f of 1 will be 1 squared over 2, which will be a half. Where am I getting the half? Because I am by the substitute in this upper limit. Because this upper limit is always also in the next interval. That's why we substitute in this, so that we get the value of this capital F of 1 in now this. Okay, so after getting that, now we have got, this is our capital F for that interval. Now we come for the interval 1 less of 2. So remember, the capital F of x we are looking for is the probability when x is less or equal to x. Now here, our capital F of x now here, we are going to add on this value to be f of 1, then plus this. Now this one we are going to integrate from now 1 to the x we want. Then our f of t dt. Our f of 1, we've seen that it's already that's given us, gave us a half. Then plus. Now integral from 1 to x. Our f of t. Now in this interval, remember our function in that interval is 2 minus x, implying that f of t will be 2 minus t. So now when I substitute here, I have 2 minus t. Now dt. We just send the variable there, simple as that. So, which will give us a half, then plus on integrate, and this will get 2t minus t squared over 2. Now this from 1 to x, which will give us, okay, this will give us a half, then plus, and substitute x. When I put in x there, I have 2x minus x squared over 2. Now, that's the when I'm putting the upper limit. Then, minus, when I substitute the lower limit, so I'll be having 2 minus a half. This one is what I'm evaluating here. So start from there, we still want our f of x, up to x, which will be, so here I'm getting a half plus, this will be 2x minus x squared over 2, then plus, I think this one is going to give us 3 over 2, so we have minus 3 over 2, yeah, minus 3 over 2. So that's the answer we have there. So if we have simplified, if I get this now plus this, is that I'm going to be remaining with now my capital f of x equaling to 2x minus x squared over 2. Then this is going to be minus, so that we have negative, when we get negative 1.5 plus 1.5, just end with a minus 1 like that. So we have simplified that to that. Now, it means that now we evaluate now at the upper, using this upper interval, so that we can look for when x is above 2. So now my f of, now we put in this 2 here. My f of 2, I'll be having now 2 into 2 minus 4 over 2 minus 1. And you see this is going to be 4. Minus 2 minus 1, which will be 1. I think it's that my f of 2 is 1. Or is this f of 2? The upper limit, the last limit should always give you a 1 million f of x. Then we come for our last interval when x is above this. When x is above this, there we say that our f of x is 0. Why? Because we say it's 0 elsewhere. So this one is between 1 and 2. Above 2, it's 0. That we said if f of x is 0, then capital f of x is also 0. So now our capital f of x will be 1, then plus. Remember we're calling this one the f of 2. Make it clear. If I make it clear, it will be f of 2 plus when it's above 2. But we say our capital f of, if this is 0, even our capital f of x is going to be 0 in simple terms. So you see that, but our f of x here, you see that it's 1. So that's it now. So now, writing this PDF now, the whole PDF, capital f of x, capital f of x is going to be integral, and not integral. For the first, we say below 0 for x, below 0, it was 0, then it was x squared over 2 for less than 1, then it was for this interval, which interval? For this interval, it was here 2x minus x squared over 2 minus 1 for the interval of 1, x 2. Then we saw that it was 1 for x above 2. And that's how we define our median. Is. Then part B, they want us to get our median. For the median, we say for the median is when we put in our M and gives us a half. Hope you remember. So now we first take, of course median can't be here because this can't be a half. When we put in a 1, so it's going to be a half by now. So start when we put in here 1, so it's that our interval. I mean our median is in this interval. So it's already in this interval because when you test using the upper limit, when you put in this upper limit, that is a half. So meaning that our f of x of this median is Now, remember, it's going to be the one which is capital F of x is equal to x squared over 2. Why? Because after substituting this upper limit here, so that is 1 is giving us 0.5. If it wasn't the 1, then the value would have got here and get it, then plus, now it will be sure that it will be here. Then we add on f of that in this. But because we have got it, it means that now our f of m from here, our f of m, now our f of m will be m squared over 2. So, but said here, but our f of m said is a half. So, meaning that my m squared over 2 is equal to a half. So that now my m squared is equal to 1. When you get a square root, you get plus or minus 1. Therefore, our m will be strictly a 1. Why? Because it's in this interval. By the way, that's already a 1 from here. Because the value of x was substituted, get this, or to get a half was 1. But there, why are we taking a positive? Because it's our median is in this interval, and it's between 0 and 1, which we expect on the positive, it's not negative. So, that's how we handle that. I wish you well.